Welcome to Guitar 101. I'm gonna play something for you. Huh? Oh. Right, the guitar's not in tune yet. Why don't we start with that? Now, does that sound right to you? Well, it shouldn't. This is what sounds right. Now, tune your guitar. So this is a low E. There's two E's, there's a low one. Next, we have the A string. That one's already in tune. Try and play all the strings together to, fucking make them sound good together, I guess. That's how I tune them anyway. Some people use this fifth fret bullshit. I do it this way. So I'm gonna do it a new way, and I'm just gonna play all the open strings for you, and you can fucking learn how to do it that way. All set. Alright, now a lot of people try to pick up their guitar and see if they can play it, but a lot of time they just fuck it right up. But if you do what I like to call these warm-ups, some people call them exercises, it's the same shit. So I'll just show you this really slowly. It's in the A pentatonic scale that I'll discuss later. Basically, you just do that all the way up the scale. Let's see if I can do it right. Let's try that out fucking again. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's a good exercise for your left hand. Now for the right hand, it's a little different. It goes slow like this. So you can do that up here. And that's how you get your right hand warmed up. A lot of people ask me, I get this question all the time, from fans and stuff. They say, what's the most important part of music? Well, I always tell them scales. Like, scales is like the building block, So I'll start with a basic one. It's called the pentatonic blues scale. It goes a little something like this. That's one of my favorite scales. The oceans of music have been written with this scale. Anyway, then you got the major scale. I'll start on A again. A seems to be a pretty universal key for the guitar. And then, of course, in turn, you got the minor. I'll play a F sharp minor because that's the relative minor of A major. Some theory for you guys. It's a Black Sabbath song that uses that. Anyway, without digressing, the last scale I wanted to go through was harmonic minor scale. So yeah, those are some of the cool scales I use to enhance the way my music flows. Alright, now this next thing is, I believe, the most important part of music. Most people call them chords. So basically I'll just play some chords for you and just tell you how important they are for you as far as playing the guitar goes. That's a chord you can use. So yeah, those are some chords. I guess for starters on the guitar you can do what I like to call open chords. The first one is, of course, is my favorite, a D. Next you got C, then you got G, then you got E. I'm not gonna show you how to do these chords because you can look up a fucking tab or something. But the next type of chord are chords. Basically, just this big finger here, the index one, you just lay it down flat on all these strings, and then you just let all the other fingers do the talking. And okay, basically you got your minor chords, and so that's 1, 3, 5. You know the scales, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 3, 5. But the third shifted lower. Then you got diminished, you shift the fifth lower. Major, you shift the third up 1 from the minor. It's the natural, whatever. Then you got augmented, baby. 1, 3, 5, sharpened fifth. Hell yeah. Next I'm going to show you a technique that's overused a lot in some hardcore music. An example would be, shucks, I don't know, kill switch engage. They're not necessarily hardcore, but they use sweep picking a lot. But here's an exercise that came up for it. Basically it's down 4 times, and then you go behind. And just kind of go up. Now I know a lot of the haters out there are going to say, hey Nick, you don't know how to sweep pick right, you sweep sloppily, and I'll just say, yeah, it's not my strong suit. But there's a song by Joe Satriani called The Mystical Potato Head Groove Thing, and I used to think this was sweep pick. It's like, but apparently he just does this. And then up here, I'm not even good at it, but I've been practicing it for years, I still suck at it, so that just goes to show you should probably stop playing if you're no good. Oh. That's how we're fucking doing it. This is something my boy Paul Gilbert taught me, string skipping. Basically, Paul Gilbert doesn't even fucking do that sweep picking bullshit anymore. He just string skips, and I think it sounds cleaner. But you know, all sweep picking will always have a special place in my heart. Like I'll just kind of throw it into a lick. But anyway, Paul Gilbert does shit like this, and that's it used to be sweep picked, and it's not anymore. So basically, string skipping, you just kind of. It's like playing with regular strings except for skipping them. Now the next thing I'm going to teach you guys is alternate picking. Classic technique, JP mastered it, Steve Vai, Satriani, Paul Gilbert, some of the best. Yngwie, Slash. Alright, so yeah, that's the exercise I come up with there, alternate picking. Basically, alternate picking, you just up, down, and it's as simple as that. It's the easiest way to get around. And an example, this is a Dream Theater song called The Test That Stumped Them All, and it just kind of shows you what you can do with alternate picking. Alternate picking. Now rhythm, it's all about time. you got time signatures, you got quarter notes, you got eighth notes, you got 16th notes, 32nd notes, triplets, dotted. You don't even get me started with the dots. So basically, you should just practice with a metronome. A metronome is just a steady pulse. You could even use this video as a pulse. Do it. Jam over this. Just play it on repeat. And the loop will stop here. Alright. Time signatures, basically 4 quarter notes per, measure is fucking called 4/4, and it's like that. 7/8, just 7/8 note. It's all arithmetic. But it confuses people because they're Western bullshit. And that's all I got to say about time signatures and rhythm.
Cut.
Now you might be watching that and thinking, oh, he just played a pre-prepared thing. No, that's something I like to call improv, and yes, I did just improvise that, if you're wondering. Basically, just use your knowledge of all those scales and chords I taught you and just throw them in the right order, and then bam, you're making music. Enough said, really. Well guys, thank you for staying tuned, in tune with this show, basically. It's been a lot of fun. I'd love to see where you guys go. Feel free to email me some of the music you make with all the information I just gave you, and then I'll use that in one of my songs, because it's basically just feeding off of me, and it's kind of bullshit if you want to take credit for all of my work. Really, make sure you practice these 1 minute a day. I practice all these exercises 1 minute a day, even tuning. 1 minute. That's all. You can do that while you're microwaving something. So, yeah.
Cut!